One. One. We're live? We're live. Okay. Hi, besties. Y'all. I always forget my intro, by the way. Hi, besties, and welcome back to another episode of Looney Tunes. And today we are talking about a topic that a lot of people have been waiting for me to talk about. And by people, I mean people from the past. There's one specific person that's very excited about this podcast, specifically this episode. So this one's for you. So let's dive into this episode. So, men. What the are they even? Like, honestly, like men in this generation, like I can rant and yap about men for like hours and hours and hours on end, and I would not shut up. Like, I wouldn't be able to shut up because there are so many questionable things, and all the men that are gonna watch this episode are gonna be so pissed and pressed and like, but not all men, but we're not like that, but it's not okay for you to generalize. Listen, all men are like that. I'm telling you what I'm about to say. All men are like that. And if you're a man and you don't think you have this in you, whatever I'm about to say, you definitely do, but you don't see it because you're delusional. Like, there's no way. First thing, can we talk about men's ego? Because why are men that have receding hairlines my lipstick fell. Guys, by the way, this shade by Kiko Milano, number 5, matte. You should get it, girls. Anyways, let's talk about ego. Let's talk about men's ego. Listen, because why are men that have receding hairlines and no credit have an ego? Anyways, like you're not even allowed to have an ego. Like the men that have the highest ego, based on my experience, of course, are always the men that do not deserve this ego. Like, truly, what did your mother tell you when you were a child? Like, why do you think you're so special? You're literally nothing. Like, honestly, like some men are allowed to have this big ego that they have, but some, what the hell? I'm sorry, your mom lied to you. Your mommy, she lied to you. Yeah, okay, you're not the most special little boy in the world. No, you're not. Okay. Let's start off with that. Now, of course, women have ego too. I mean, I have ego to a certain level, but what the thing that pisses me about ego pisses me. The thing that pisses me off about ego that men have the most is that even in relationships, like let's say you guys are together for a very long time, like you love this person loves you, like there will still be ego, there will still be some type of like ego that's coming to you from the man. Like, they will never fully let their guard down with you, even if you fully let your guard down with them. And that's so annoying because like we're past the talking stage now, we're past the games, we're past the whatever. Like, relax, like be fucking for real with me. Like, that's all I want. Be for real. And they just think that they're better, and they think that, I don't know, they think that they could do better. Let's talk about that point actually. I really want to, because every single man that I've experienced somehow always in his delulu ass brain thinks that he can somehow do better than me. Are you joking? Like, are you kidding me? And then when they don't, which obviously they don't find it, because the type of women that they seek and the type of women that they go after are low quality women, low class women, and women that are just pick me girls. Let's be honest. A lot of men, by the way, have been extremely intimidated by my confidence, success, whatever. So they always end up settling and choosing the girl that's like the pick me, or the one that has like self. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. If you're insecure, you can always work on it, but they like to choose the woman that's like less than. They don't like strong women. And then they come and they tell me I can find better, and then when they don't find better, which obviously they won't, because again, the type of girls they seek are not on my level, they cry about it, or they come back, or whatever. Excuse me, you did this to yourself. I did you a favor by being associated with you. You were all charity cases. You're welcome. Anyways, and these men usually that like have a good woman, like a good quality woman by their side and they let her go, these are the men that the woman, these high quality, confident, amazing women took these men as charity cases. So you should be thanking God, begging on your knees that this woman allowed herself to even be associated with you because she saw something in you. Poor woman saw something in you. So just because, and the thing is, let's turn back to ego as well. Whenever men are associated with high quality women, um, their ego even rises even more. So they think because they got lucky and were able to pull that girl or that woman, they think they can do it again, and then they get disappointed when they don't. Listen, let me tell you something about those high quality women. Trust me, they saw you as a charity case, or you were filling a void, or I don't know, or they just felt bad, or maybe they loved your dumb ass. I don't know what, why, or how they did, but maybe they did, you know? But at the end of the day, these women also know their worth usually. So when you start acting up and barely even giving the bare minimum, watch her disappear and evaporate from your life. And when she does, you think you can pull the same woman again? No, you can't. So what do? You run back to her. You even some guys, their ego is so high that they wouldn't directly like run back to that woman again. They would do it in indirect ways, like stalkerish ways. But whatever way you're doing, like it's still mubadara. What's mubadara in English? It's still contribution, you know, like even if you're not directly sliding back into that woman's DMs or whatever, if she hasn't blocked you everywhere, if you like or you're a viewer or you follow her business page or whatever you're doing, like that still counts as you coming back, by the way. And the only person you're embarrassing is yourself, because that woman could not care less. Trust me. Because at that point, obviously, especially like when high quality women date or go for these boys, let's not call them men, and then they realize they already know their self-worth again, but they realize their self-worth even more, and they get even more self-respect, whatever, and they look back and they're like, what the hell was even that, and what the hell was I doing? It is so hard for you to come back, buddy. It's so hard. It's so hard for you to come back. And if you were successful, you better have a proposal in your hand, because other than that, I don't think they would accept you. This is no hate to men whatsoever. I mean, I'm a woman. I love men. Of course I do. But I also hate them. So I guess this is hate men. Like, I don't know. And this isn't hate to women that are insecure or pick-me's or not there yet or don't know their self-worth. Listen, I know a lot of women like depend on men a lot. Like some women that, like for example, you see in a marriage, for example, if the woman is being cheated on by the man, a lot of times you see some women stick by him regardless, because maybe it depends on that woman's situation, you know. This is no judgment, guys. One thing about Looney Tunes, it will always be a no judgment zone. It's not always viable to leave a relationship. It's not always possible to leave a relationship. Sometimes some women find it hard to leave relationships. There are circumstances, there are things, you know. So honestly, my biggest advice, which also is not available to all women, and sadly and unfortunately not all women have access or can like benefit from this advice, but if you are a woman who's able and capable of leaving a toxic relationship that's bringing you down or cheating, like if you're able to leave, please leave. Like honestly, even if you don't know your self-worth yet, leaving is what will teach you what your self-worth is all about. Because that peace that you're gonna feel when you're set free from that relationship that was draining you, that's the best feeling you're gonna get ever. And once you feel that, trust me, it's so hard to go back to someone toxic. Trust me. So, but some women, unfortunately, like their finances are tied to their men, so they can't leave, or they have kids, they can't leave, they want to stay in the family. I mean, my mom did for the longest time. You know, my parents are divorced, so for the longest time, my mom did stay in the relationship for us because we were younger. But eventually, 2 years later, like she was like, "I'm out, peace out." Listen, my mama's a baddie. Honestly, I look up to her in that sense because she realized, even though it took her so long to, but she's like, yeah, I'm not putting up with this, like, even if it's for the kids. And honestly, that's the best decision she made, because it would have been even worse if they stayed together versus them divorced, even though both cases are horrible because my parents are my parents, but like it's a bit better than them fighting under the same roof. But yeah, like I was saying, it's not always. So the advice is basically like, if you can leave, leave. Leave. Honestly, don't think about it. Don't think twice about it. Don't think, oh, what am I gonna do next? Oh, what's gonna happen to me? Oh, my life is gonna be so empty. Oh, what if no one dates me again? Listen, first of all, there's always gonna be someone that's waiting to love you, okay? So if it's about loneliness, that is not a good reason to stay in a relationship. Like, oh, you're gonna feel lonely, you're gonna be alone, you're gonna, what if you don't find anyone? You are never not gonna find anyone. This is men we're talking about. Are you kidding me? Men love women. Even, listen, you might not find someone that's exactly your type or whatever, or exactly ticks all the boxes, because at the end of the day, men are human. You know, you're not gonna find a perfect husband, a perfect guy, but you will find a guy that, he doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to check all of your boxes. He doesn't have to be your dream guy. But you know what? At least this guy recognizes your self-worth. At least this guy isn't intimidated by your confidence, by your beauty. At least this guy lifts you up and supports you instead of bringing you down. At least this guy doesn't have jealousy issues. If you found, listen, jealousy is nice, but when it's issues, it's not nice anymore. And we'll dig deeper into that later. But what you need to be looking for in a guy is someone that just honestly respects you. Respects you, because that toxic guy that's yelling at you and beating you up and manipulating you and gaslighting you and creating situations where he thinks you are in control, but really he's been in control this entire time. These men, first of all, they're insecure. Second of all, they don't love themselves. But third and most important of all, they don't respect you. They don't respect you because you're the one that's letting them walk all over you like that. You're letting them get away with it. And that's what I realized too, like in a lot of situations and interactions that I've had, like, oh yeah, I got treated this way because I let him treat me this way. Like, you're the one letting them. Respect is even more important than trust in a relationship when it comes to me. Like, I feel like it should be respect, trust, protection. These are the big three that you should look for in a man. Can he respect you? Can he trust you and you trust him? And can he protect you? Is he a protector? Even if he's not a provider. Listen, we're in 2024. The economy is shit. Stop. Like, okay, obviously, I have really high standards. Obviously, I am looking for a provider man. Obviously, in my future relationship or marriage, I'd want my man to be the breadwinner, not me. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna be making bread. I'm just gonna be making it on my own, you know, for myself. But like, not all men, and we have to, like, this isn't lowering standards, but let's say there's a guy that you love, okay, and he loves you and he ticks the big three. He has protection. I think protection is more important than provision. Like, and protection by all means, I mean, like, he can protect you in like any situation. He has your back through and through. The type of man that would actually genuinely take a bullet for you. Like, a man that protects your heart, you know. And what else? Protection. A man that just protects you in all aspects. Like, he cares about your heart more than you care about your heart. He cares about your family more than you care about your family. He cares about making you happy more than he makes himself happy. So in my rule book, in my rules, the rules that I've set to myself, the most three important qualities a man that you're pursuing should have is these big three. And these are my big three. Okay? And I encourage you guys, you girls, you girls to also go by these big three and look for them whenever you're pursuing a new man. So the big three are, and we're gonna mark them down, okay? These are very important. Number one, respect. Number two, trust. Number three, protection. Now let me run you by my big three. So number one, respect. And by the way, they are in that order. They are in chronological order. And I'll tell you why. So respect, listen. If a man doesn't respect you, he will walk all over you, especially if you're a high quality woman, or if you're a woman that has passions, ambitions, dreams, even talents. A man will walk all over you, suck the life out of you, suck your passions and dreams out the window, and basically take over your life and control you if they don't respect you. That's what I have gathered based on evidence that I have been experimented throughout my life. So back to respect. So yeah, I feel like when a man does not respect you, he will find any way to manipulate you into making your life not your life anymore. Like suddenly now, your favorite interests are his favorite interests. I don't know how he manipulated you to do that. Suddenly now you don't want to see your friends as often as you used to, even though you used to be the type of girl that is always around her friends, always around her girlfriends. Suddenly, you don't talk to your parents as much. You know, a man that doesn't respect you will do those things to you. He will change those aspects in your life without you even realizing it. You'll only realize it when the relationship is over, if you're lucky enough to realize that this is even happening to you. So that's why respect is so important. And it's also, respect is also important work related wise. Like he should respect, for example, your passions, your dreams. He should be on board with you. He should be your number one supporter, because let's say he doesn't respect you, he's not gonna be honest with you about business decisions. Even like, let's say, oh my god, I want to open a cupcake shop, whatever. Listen, I'll give it to men and women both have amazing business mindsets, and we all can study business, and I have studied marketing and whatever. But sometimes men see things with numbers that are just, I don't know, at least the men I've talked to. So some men that don't respect you work related wise, okay, they might rub you the wrong way, give you the wrong advice if you're coming with them genuinely with advice. Because us as girls, as women, we're used to, for example, asking our dad for advice when it comes to stuff like this. And obviously your dad will tell you the tea, no filter. So you need a man that's gonna be able to tell you the tea, no filter, just like your dad would. But a man that doesn't respect you would try to turn you in the wrong direction, if you will. And there's so many things that are wrong with men. And thing is, most women don't realize that you're not being respected. That's the thing. Like if a man, for example, lets you reach a point where you're yelling your lungs out, and he sees you like going crazy over him and acting crazy in an argument, he likes that. He's enjoying that because he doesn't respect you. He is literally enjoying the state you're in right now. The state that he put you in, he's enjoying it because he doesn't respect you. So that's why respect, I think, is even more important than trust, because only when a man respects you will he show you his true intentions with you. And when he doesn't, you'll find out what his true intentions were when the relationship is over. So yeah, respect is so important. Even respecting you as a person, like your personality. Like, how are you gonna be with a man that doesn't respect you? Honestly, like, come on. So that takes us to number 2, trust. I mean, obviously, not a single relationship works without trust from both parties, in friendships even, like. But let's stick to relationships. So trust. Listen, trust can be broken in a relationship like this. In a heartbeat, it can be broken by the simplest thing. So The relationship that you should be in, the relationship that you should be seeking, is a relationship where you can trust this person blindly. Okay? Because if you don't have 110% trust in your man, one way or another, this relationship is gonna break. Like, one way or another. If you have doubts, like, your man should be able to answer those doubts for you, for him, for you to be able to trust him more. Which brings us into reassurance, how important it is. Like, reassurance and trust go hand in hand in relationships, especially if, like, I mean, we're girls, okay? Listen, we're very emotional creatures. And when we're in relationships, no matter, don't lie to me, girl. I know you. Listen to me, girls. Some women are like, oh, like, I'm this strong, independent woman. Okay, that's me also. Like, don't worry, you're not alone. Like, oh, I can never be soft. Like, I'm cold hearted. Listen, the strongest women are babies in a relationship, okay? They, like, the way, like, you'd see this boss ass woman own a CEO woman owning 10 billion businesses, has a loud, strong personality, knows how to, like, can sit in a room, in a meeting room with 10, 20 men and dominate that room. Yeah, that same woman, when she's in a relationship with a man that she loves, honey, she's a baby. Like, she turns soft, and only a special breed of men can turn us women soft. These women, especially, which is okay. Anyways, so us women are very emotional, okay? No, I don't care how strong you tell me you are emotional, especially when you love a man. Okay, you turn all soft and gooky and cute, and I know. So some men take advantage of that. Which brings me into reassurance. Like, that's why we require, like, even though you're so set with yourself, you're so sure of yourself, you're sure of your self-worth, you're sure of how much you love yourself, when there is a man that you love in your life, even though you already know all these things about you, but you want that man to tell you, because hearing it from him is different, you know? Like, you know how pretty you are. Come on, how many people have said it to you in your life? How many times have you said it to yourself? Like, but something about that man telling you, yes, it increases it, or it helps, like, it increases your confidence, and at the same time, it reassures you. You're like, yeah, like, my man thinks I'm pretty. Like, it doesn't get old, you know? Like, you can tell your girl, if you're a man, you can tell her she's pretty 100 times a day, and she'll never think of it like as too much, or as, oh, like, I know, or whatever. She will get that same smile on her face every single time. Okay, so things like that, play, like, reassurance falls under trust for me 100%. I think it's so important. And by the way, vice versa. Like, I think men also need reassurance, but definitely not as much as women. But yeah, the more you reassure your girl, and I know you men, you boys have had girlfriends and girls that always tell you, oh, like, but do you, like, you don't give me enough reassurance, you don't give me enough reassurance. If a woman ever tells you that, then she is right. You don't. No amount of reassurance will ever be enough, because it has something to do with trust, you know? So trust is very important. You need to feel like, if this man was put in a room with a billion of Miss Universes, he will still not look at anyone else but you. Ever. Like, that's how strong the trust should be. Yeah. I don't care if you think this is toxic, but, like, why not give your girl your phone passcode? What are you hiding? Like, honestly, what are you hiding? You say you love her, you trust her, this is the woman you're gonna marry. What are you hiding? It's for, I think, like, I don't think it's toxic. Listen, when both parties trust each other so much, even if you know my password and I know your password, because of how much we trust each other, we will never even check, you know? But it's nice to have it there. It's nice. Like, it's nice to have the option to, but only you could ever make us want to go to the option to of opening, you know? Like, so just don't let your relationship reach that level, you know? And I feel like, I mean, a lot of I feel this is all deep in a relationship, by the way. I'm not talking about talking stage. Talking stage and like getting a man and how to get a man and all of that and how to even be in that relationship will all be in another episode. But we're talking about when you're already in it. Um, okay, there's so many layers to trust, and there's not really any specific way to explain it. When you trust, you just trust, you know? And when you trust someone you love, you really have to trust wholeheartedly. Like, you have to know that this person will never look elsewhere. Never, ever, ever, ever. And without it, if you even have the slightest bit of doubt, that's that's when the relationship becomes toxic, which is why trust is number 2. Moving on to number 3, protection. So protection is very important. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't care how, like, if you think you're a feminist or whatever you think you are, women dominate the world. Okay, whatever. Women need protection. Period. Point blank, period. Women need protection. Okay? Like, we need protection on a different level than men do. Okay? Because we are very easy targets. And in everything, like physically wise, listen, I'm not saying a woman cannot be the winner of the Olympics. Please don't stop. I'm talking realistically, okay? Biologically, scientifically, okay? Women are weaker than men. I'm sorry. Physical strength, yes, we are. So that's why men are seen as these protectors, these, like, you need to have a backbone, okay? And your backbone, yes, it should be a man. For me, my backbones are my brother and my dad. My mom isn't my backbone. My mom, I love her, but she's not my backbone, you know? So it's very important for a man, the man that you love, to have these protection tendencies towards you. Like, I mean, men at the end of the day are like hunters, you know? If there's a woman that they love, they will hunt any man down that tries to even pinch her. But not all men, you will be surprised, have that quality, which is so shocking. I know, but trust me, I've encountered a few that don't have these, like, men instincts. You know how, like, women have nurturing instincts, whatever, loving men should have this hunting instinct. Not all men do. Some men are, what's a nicer word for so some men are wusses, okay? And they actually hide behind the woman sometimes, and I think that's hilarious. Like, I'm sorry, but who was biologically born with balls, me or you? You need to find a man that will protect you no matter what, from everything. From everything. By protection, I also mean him being your number 1 fan. Like, whatever the hell happens to you, physically protects you, emotionally protects you, everything protects you. I feel like protection is way more important than provision. If you have a man that protects you wholeheartedly, protects your heart, oh my God, how important it is to find a man that is willing to protect your heart, that sees your heart, takes it, puts it in a vault, and is like, I will die for this girl. Like, I will literally not let anyone touch a hair on her head, you know? These are the type of men that you need to be looking for. Protection is so important in all aspects. Like, even sometimes protection even means they even protect you from yourself sometimes, from self-sabotage. Like, okay, I'm not saying you should depend on men or anyone for that matter for that, but sometimes, yeah, you need someone that's gonna pull you out of your dark place or whatever. Someone that's actually willing to, that is down for you 1,100,000,000% down for you, will protect you through and through no matter what, will stand up for you no matter what, will protect you in public, even if you're wrong, correct you like a mature person in private. A man that will stand up to you not to you. A man that will stand up for you in any type of situation, even stands up for you in front of his family. Yeah. And his friends. Yeah. Yeah. He shouldn't be able to let his friends or his family hurt you or affect you. No, he should be right there. Okay, على عيني وراسي. They're your friends, like they're his friends, they're his family, like of course in some cases they will choose his side. But even let's say you're wrong in a situation, you're wrong to him, or you're wrong to a member of his family, or you're wrong to one of his friends. Your man should never show that you are wrong in front of anyone, only to you in private. So let me give you an example so it can be more clear. Let's say you're dating a guy, okay? You're in a very long relationship, it's very serious, whatever. And then let's say like you know his friends, okay? And then you know his friends, and then he depends on his friends for some advice sometimes, which I think is very wrong. We will come to that point later. I think it's wrong on both sides to ask your friends for advice in your relationship. But anyways, let's say you are having conflict with your man, okay? And he has a friend. If that man lets this friend get in between your fight or get in between your relationship, throw that man in the trash, like honestly. Or let's say you're out in a cafe, okay? Your man and your man's friend, and you did something wrong to your man or to the friend. Let's say to your man, okay? That friend steps in and goes like, oh, like you shouldn't have done that. Your man should get so pissed and infuriated by that, even though the friend is right. You did do something wrong. Your man at this moment should step up and be like, shut the fuck up. Do not talk to my woman like that. Do not talk to her like that. She's not wrong. She's right. It's fine. Whatever. You have to be on her side. And then at home later, you tell your girl, listen, what you did wasn't right, but you like whatever. You guys have that conversation later in private when it's between you two. But never should it be publicly. Even if it's with his mom, okay? Men, if you're listening to this and your mom and your wife get into an argument, or your girlfriend or whatever gets into an argument, okay, and then your mom, let's say, starts talking really negatively about your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, you stop your mom. Yes, mommy boys, you stop your mom. You have to always put your wife or girlfriend in the best picture in front of anyone and everyone. You stand up to your mom and go like, mom, I know what she, like, no, not I know what she did was wrong. Mom, listen, she's an amazing wife, she's an amazing girlfriend, she's an amazing whatever. I agree with her, whatever. And then at home, between you and your wife, you tell your wife, yeah, like you up or whatever. And then girls, women, wives and girlfriends, then it's your job to fix the situation, okay? But I think no matter what, in any case, in any scenario, your man should be your number one supporter and number one savior, protector ever in any situation, wrong or right. Even if you killed someone, okay? You killed someone. Okay, you're a woman, you killed someone. In court, my man better say, Your Honor, she did not. Or Your Honor, she might have done it, but you know what? I agree with her. You always agree in public with your wife. At home, don't agree. Do whatever you want, but not in public. So that's what I mean by protection. Protection in all aspects. Protection. Financially, by heart, physical, public, everywhere. Protection is so important. Even more important than a provider man. But by the way, the men that have the protection tendencies and the men that are protectors are 99.9% also providers. But I think protection comes first, always, before providing. Because, listen, I have high standards, okay? I do expect my man to be the provider, but I'm also realistic. We are in 2024. The economy is shit, you know? I wouldn't mind if I love the guy. If I love the guy, I wouldn't mind being a 50-50 household, or if I help with the money or whatever. Only if I love him. If I don't love him and I just like found, listen, not all women marry guys that they love, and not all guys marry women that they love. So I'm talking about in cases where, let's say, hopefully not, I really want to love someone, but let's say I don't marry someone that I love, at least I want him to have the big three. If he has the big three, I'm chilling. We're good. If we have the same mindset, we have the same 5-year plan, 10-year plan, we're on board with everything mindset wise, that's what's important. But I will expect him to be the provider 100%. But if I meet a man and I love him and I want to sacrifice for him, fine. Okay, listen, the topic of men will go on and on and on and on and on. It's a very big topic, and there's so many different stories, different sides, different perspectives to how women deal with men. And trust me, this will not be the only episode about men. We are gonna have way more later, and we're gonna dive deeper into more serious topics. We're gonna specify, we're gonna elaborate way more on men, because there's so many layers to a relationship than what I just said. But I thought that I would introduce the segment of men episodes by introducing at least my big three, the big three most important thing, as advice for you women and for men that are listening. Like, take that into consideration. Okay, guys, so before we wrap up this episode, I know I usually let my guests have the talking lemon and share something vulnerable with me, but since this is a one-on-one with you guys, and it is a very vulnerable and sensitive topic, and man. So, guys, my talking lemon is, and it really sucks to admit this, and it's really annoying to admit this, but I know some of my girlies will relate, is that I hate the nice guys. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I do prefer the asshole, and it does not always work out in my favor or anyone's favor, but nice guys finish last. That's my talking lemon. Anyways, so besties, let me know if you like episodes about men and if you want more. I mean, there will be more, 100%. There's gonna be a whole section just for men. This is not gonna be the first and last, definitely. But let me know if you like maybe agree with me, don't agree with me. What do you think? I really, really want your thoughts. I always ask you guys on Instagram to tell me your thoughts, and you don't. Are you shy? Don't be shy, guys. Even if you don't want to, like, say it on the, like, trust me, whenever I put the box and I'm asking you a question, your answers, they will be answered privately. I wouldn't post them unless you want me to, or like they're beneficial. So don't be shy. Tell me your honest thoughts in the comments, and tell me what you think about men. Anyways, also tell me what specific things you want me to talk about relating to men. Like, what breed of man would you like me to talk about? Okay? And yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for listening or watching or both. Looney Tunes out! This is the shade of Looney Tunes, by the way. If you ever see any of my episodes and wonder what I'm wearing, it's this one.